Deep within the mists of time, a pair of amber eyes have always lurked in the shadows. They witnessed the crowning of pharaohs and gazed down upon medieval bonfires, silently guarding humankind, yet remaining as enigmatic as a riddle, never fully understood. Today, listen up. Let's swing open that long-sealed stone door and uncover a story that's been deliberately hidden, the truth about cats. Have you ever wondered, why do cats purr a soft meow only for us humans? Why does their purr perfectly overlap with the cry of a human baby? Or why, 5,300 years ago in Shanxi, a tribal chief chose to tame a fierce leopard cat and offer it up between fire pits and granaries? When ancient Egyptian priests burned incense under the moonlight, calling them embodiments of Bastet. When Roman popes decreed black cats were shadows of Lucifer. When Viking warriors gently stroked an orange tabby on deck to pay homage to the gods. All these seemingly scattered historical fragments hint at one secret and massive truth. Cats were never just pets. Over the next 15 minutes, you're about to hear about the latest breakthroughs in evolutionary biology, rediscovered alchemical journals, and how a scientist known as the Lizardman, Dr. Joe, is piecing together the multifaceted universe of cats through microscopes and myth. Now take a deep breath. In the darkness, eyes are narrowing, and the truth is steadily closing in on us. On countless nights when the lights are out, have you ever felt that when a cat curls up in your arms, the gentle trembling vibration in its chest seems to seep through your skin into your bones, instantly easing your tensed nerves? Back in 2001, a team of veterinary researchers took that sensation straight to the OR. They discovered that a cat's contented purr usually falls within the 25 to 150 Hz range. And right in that same frequency band, human and various mammalian bone cells kick into regeneration mode, while soft tissue swelling and pain are quietly soothed. This isn't some legendary Qigong trick. It's like having a tiny, furry, blinking medical device right there with you. But the story doesn't end there. Dr. Joe broke purring into two kinds: contentment purring and soliciting purring. The first is like the lingering warmth of a fireplace, while the second hides an acoustic code similar to a baby's cry. When a cat intentionally sleeps in and skips its mealtime, it'll jump onto the edge of your bed and let out a mixed purr with high frequencies between 300 to 600 Hz that almost perfectly mimic a human infant's cry. At that moment, your brain's nurturing mode is involuntarily activated, and before you know it, you're up and serving breakfast to what appears to be a cat in baby's clothing. Now, rewind to even earlier times. Imagine ancient Egyptian physicians waiting for sunrise outside the Bastet temple. They'd place their patients on stone beds encircled by sacred cats, letting their purring resonate along the corridors. Legend has it that even broken bones would miraculously heal within just a couple of weeks. They might not have fully grasped the science behind acoustics, but they sure knew that the low hum of 25 to 150 Hz, like the night tide of the Nile, worked wonders, mending flesh as if by divine intervention. This brings us to a chilling question. Did we domesticate cats, or did cats domesticate us? When a cat intertwines a baby's cry with healing frequencies into an invisible chain, we find ourselves willingly drawn in, from the granaries of the Stone Age to the bachelor pads of modern cities. Yet, frequency is just the surface. In a deeper layer of symbolism, cats have inscribed themselves into our genetic memory with another age-old ritual, kneading, an eternal signal of their inner kitten. In the next act, we'll follow those alternating, tapping front paws to reveal the deeper code, interweaving childhood, territory, and fear. Every cat parent has that memory. Under the soft glow of a nightlight, your cat slowly climbs onto your lap, its two front paws alternately pressing down like an ancient weaver crafting invisible patterns on your skin. That's what we call kneading. On the surface, it seems gentle and adorable. But when Dr. Joe pointed his camera at wild cats, he found the exact same behavior in jungle cats, leopard cats, and even African wildcats, usually paired with a low warning purr. That's not just baby talk, it's a double declaration of territorial marking and safety signal. This soft spot is mine. In that moment, the hunter has become the guardian. Tiny scent glands between their toes release pheromones with each press, like a hidden bonfire warning nearby prey. Danger, back off. Yet to us, it's just cute and cuddly. Dr. Joe chuckles, saying, nature's intimidation signals are often misread by humans as affectionate caresses. So why do cats keep these kitten behaviors even as adults? The answer comes down to an evolutionary magic trick, neoteny. Polar bears, killer whales, even we humans have in our genes that don't want to grow up stamp. Big eyes, round faces, soft proportions, all stirring our instinct to protect each other in a harsh world. Cats take this strategy to the extreme. They turn a baby's cry into a purr and keep the kneading act going all their lives, demanding safety while dishing out deterrence. Just picture it. Deep in the wild, an adult leopard cat slowly kneads against a tree root, its purr rumbling like distant thunder. Nearby sparrows and snakes go silent instantly, because that sound is a VIP pass for top predators. Now bring that scene into your living room, and the same motion transforms into a plea. Hey human, keep the love and canned food coming. This cross-species misunderstanding has allowed cats to win over our hearts for thousands of years. They don't need to show loyalty like dogs or work like horses. Just a pair of paws and a purr is enough to have us willingly hand over our space, our food, and our affection. Don't be too quick to marvel at cat genius. Beneath the haze of those colors, there's a wilder genetic gamble at play. Out of 10 orange cats, 9 tend to be on the chubby side, and their arrival oddly overlaps with the roots of Viking pirates. In the next act, we'll lift the orange banner of the tabby and see how our taste for aesthetics accidentally triggered a second mouse state gene, making the chunky orange cat the world's most adored reverse camouflage. Legend has it that as Viking longships with dragon-headed prows tore through the North Sea, a flash of dazzling orange was often seen perched on their railings. Archaeologists in Norway's old port uncovered tombs filled with cat bones and woolen blankets, and the DNA pointed to the same mutation, a second mouse gene, imparting a sunset orange hue to their fur. Dr. Joe peered at the gene sequence under his microscope and witnessed what he calls a game of negative frequency-dependent selection. The rarer the trait, the more irresistibly lovable it becomes. It's like human taste is a magnifying glass, turning a rare splash of orange into a multi-generational trend. In other words, rarity equals power. But with that power comes a hidden price. Orange cats tend to be a bit rounder, storing more fat than their other colored counterparts, as if they're burning a little furnace inside that never goes out. Dr. Joe's stats even showed a positive correlation. The deeper the orange, the wider the waistline. What once functioned as an energy armor to fend off North Sea chills has, in our modern apartments, turned into a soft and chubby couch potato. Even more astonishing is the geographic fingerprint. When researchers connected the global dots marking the distribution of orange cats, a faint shipping route emerged. From Scandinavia through the English Channel and across the Mediterranean, all the way to Byzantium and the Black Sea. This trail eerily mirrors the trading and raiding routes of the Vikings. Maybe every time a sail was hoisted, an orange guardian of wealth was standing watch below the mast. The pedigrees of Siamese cats in Thailand, Europe's black cat bands in monasteries, and the chubby orange cats on Viking ships all point to the same undercurrent in human psychology. We're drawn to rarity, and the love we lavish on the unusual has reshaped the fate of another species. And remember, the bond between cats and humans didn't start with a simple rat hunt. In 2018, a Brooklyn salvage yard logged 259 cat versus mouse encounters, with only 2 actual catches. Dr. Joe scoffs, cat and mouse chases are nothing more than a century-old myth. If catching mice wasn't the main reason cats embedded themselves into the center of human history, then what was it? The answer lies in even older, riskier memories. When humans tried to tame big cats like the stone tiger or cheetah, it was actually the cats who, under the guise of religion, turned the tables and tamed us. In the next act, we'll step into the flickering flames of Egyptian temples and the bonfires of ancient Shanxi, tracing the twist of fate between domestication and being domesticated. Let's rewind the clock. Over 5,300 years ago, along the banks of the Wei River in Shanxi's Quanhu village, towering flames lit up the night sky. Archaeologists digging through ashes and pottery shards uncovered 2 nearly complete feline skeletons, with remnants of millet still in their stomachs. Microscopic analysis pulled back one last veil. These were not domestic cats, but fierce stone tigers. Imagine the scene. A tribal chief, sitting by a bonfire, caresses a small leopard-spotted creature that lets out a low growl and stares with steely eyes, tamed by food until it became a badge of power. This wasn't about catching mice. It was a grand show-off miracle. Embrace a predator like that, and you're seen as a rightful ruler capable of commanding fear. Meanwhile, in the Nile Delta, a similar drama quietly played out. Egyptian pharaohs tried taming cheetahs one after the other, sending them into battle or lining them up by their thrones. Yet they couldn't quite tame that wild spirit. Until one day, a smaller, more docile North African wildcat effortlessly leaped onto a granary's stone steps and nestled between crown and wheat. No chains needed, just a playful roll at a priest's feet, and suddenly humans were more than happy to grant it divine status. By 3000 BC, cat imagery and murals had evolved. No longer mere tools for hunting, they became sacred spirits standing shoulder to shoulder with the goddess Bastet. Pointed ears, high tails, eyes like crescent moons. In fact, 300,000 cat mummies were meticulously sealed inside the sacred wells of Saqqara, like a hibernating legion guarding the pharaoh's realm in the afterlife. But every bright light casts a shadow. Roman legions stomped into temples with iron heels, and papal decrees lumped black cats together with Lucifer. Around European bonfires, cats were thrown into raging flames, turned into burning curses and shouts of despair. Yet even so, they would sneak back into our hearths, granaries, and studies. Because long ago, even when the stone tiger and cheetah failed, cats had learned that true power isn't earned by claws and fangs, but by the art of attachment. Thus, a hidden equation was written: power times divinity times softness equals eternal cats. This mysterious formula made rulers bow and heretics tremble. It burned fiercely in Bastet's incense and lingered in the dark corners of the Middle Ages. As the dust settled, cats had sown their seeds across the globe, from the Nile to the Thames, from the Wei River to the North Sea. They stopped being merely tamed animals and evolved into cross-cultural alchemists of symbolism. But don't think the story ends here. The real mystery lies in the one signal unique to the feline family: the tail. Why is it that only house cats and lions use their tails to communicate emotions? And how do they manage to express a full spectrum of feelings without even a glimpse of white in their eyes? In the next act, we'll follow that tail, whether held high or gently curled, to crack the final visual code. How do house cats, navigating our dense city jungles, reinvent their own social order? The night is as dark as ink, with streetlights scattered like stars. Right here, in this new jungle, built of steel and neon, cats raise their tails high and give them a gentle swish, a silent flag declaring their mood and territory. Dr. Joe points out that in the vast feline family, only house cats and lions use their tails to send emotional signals. North African wildcats, lynxes in the woods, and even leopard cats, all of similar size, just don't wave the flag like that. Why? It all comes down to two key factors: social behavior and population density. Lions live on the savanna and hunt as a coordinated team over long distances. House cats, even though they're naturally loners, end up forming semi-social clusters thanks to our garbage heaps and cozy roofs. When hundreds of cats cross paths in a neighborhood, their body language gets stripped down to the simplest signals. A tail held high means, "I'm not looking for trouble." A curled tail says, "Let's play," while a tail drooping or a sharp flick means, "Don't mess with me." Every swing of that tail is a bit of negotiation, every raised tail a redrawn boundary. But even tail language has its dark side. During Japan's Edo period, folks believed that if a cat lived past 9 years, its tail would fork into two and transform into a nekomata that could prey on people. Fear spread, and people deliberately bred cats to have short or no tails, hoping to genetically snip away that ghostly shadow. Thus, the Japanese short-tailed cat was born, quickly becoming a lucky charm and a kind of exorcism relic on the island. Ironically, in trying to stop their tails from becoming evil, they also dampened the clearest channel of feline emotion. Short-tailed cats in crowded markets had to rely more on vocalizations and body language to make up for the missing flag signals. This whole cultural alchemy once again proves human beliefs and fears can literally reshape a species. The tail is the public letter cats write to the world, while humans keep revising, editing, and rewriting the notes in the margins. From the majestic lion on the savanna, to the short-tailed cats of Edo, and now to the long-tailed felines or little fluffy ones in our high-rises. Every flick of a tail reminds us that cats never stop evolving, even if they've handed the paintbrush of evolution over to us. But the story isn't over yet. The real final chapter circles back to the ultimate question. When science and mystery intersect, when bone resonance and religious rites intertwine, what truth is the multifaceted universe of cats really pointing us toward? In the next and final act, we'll close all the case files and microscope slides, and amidst the echoes of purrs and flames, offer up an answer, one that may very well be forever unfinished. As we trace the paw prints from the banks of the Wei River to the Nile, from Viking longships to urban neon, have you ever realized that this journey about pets is really a mirror reflecting human civilization? Scientists have run cats through spectrograms, gene sequencers, and even Brooklyn landfill cameras, yet they still can't explain. Why do they meow only for us? Why does their purr seem to mend broken bones? Why can their tails write silent flags across our city skies? Mystics have searched tarot cards, alchemy, and star charts for Bastet's last words, yet they still can't say why black cats turn into curses around Roman bonfires, only to be reborn in the smiling charm of the Maneki Neko. Perhaps the answer is hidden in this paradox. Cats are both the tamed and the tamers, both divine embodiments and quantum-level tricksters. They use the cry of a baby to capture our brains, employ neoteny to pry open our hearts, and wear a rare shade of orange that makes us gladly store up fat and affection. And yet, even as they charm us, they keep their wild streak alive in ruins and back alleys, reminding us that taming is always a two-way street. So the next time you're up late at night and hear that soft meow, pause what you're doing. Take a moment. Who's really calling whom? Who's healing whom? Who's borrowing whose body to infuse this pale world with a touch of ancient, warming frequency? Maybe the truth doesn't need to be fully revealed. Just as Dr. Joe scribbled on the last page of the Multiverse of Cats, if the world is destined to be a labyrinth, Let the cat be your compass, using the rhythm of its purr and tail to knock the darkness into starlight. I've been your guide. Thank you for spending these 15 minutes with me exploring the multiverse of cats. If you're game, drop your very own meow in the comments, and let's answer that age-old signal with our human words. The story isn't over, the truth lingers on. So next time those amber eyes flash before you, don't blink, because that might be another door, leading to deeper nights and even brighter light.